Hey guys, hope you had a wonderful day. It was certainly an interesting day to wake up to see the markets down and then to see such a tremendous move to the upside initially. And then we had a moment where it was really at an impasse. We had our high and we were coming down, and the question was, are we going to establish a higher low, or are we going to fall right through today's lowest price and continue to the downside? Those are the situations where we get into an equilibrium or a balance. You have a move in one direction, you have a move in the other direction, and it's this moment here where the opportunity really shows up for the first time, in my opinion. And we got a couple examples that I'm going to walk through. We're going to look at Netflix and Roblox because they're both very similar setups, and then we'll come tie it all back into QQQ. So let's look at Netflix. So for our buddy Netflix, who hasn't been having a great time here on the daily time frame, we see we have bled off a little bit. Bulls are back today. We'll see if they carry it through to tomorrow. But just like QQQ, we saw a big strong open, and then we saw our high, our first 5-minute higher low, a lower high, a lower low, a little more follow through than we'd like to see, but we still managed to hold on into a possible little bull flag. Now you guys know I love my bull flags. I would go and draw it like that. There's a nice touch here. We'd have to unfortunately drag a little bit further down in order to fit that narrative. So would I call that a flag? Probably not. It's too much of a dip here. But what we can see is that we maintain this trend line. We maintain a 5-minute higher low. For the most part, we hold the CMA 26 on the 5-minute time frame and stay above 45, 48, maintaining a push against this resistance. And this is where it gets really quite interesting. The question is, do we change the 5-minute trend? Are we in a flag? Do we set 5-minute higher lows? And as we grind this area of resistance, you can see that we got our 5-minute low here, which is a 15-minute higher low over the low of day. Then we get a 5-minute higher low, and then we manage to break resistance. So it's this little tiny pocket of action which creates a lot of that opportunity for us. And in fact, we can go in and mark it a little bit further. We can play two ways. One, the break of that trend line, or more likely the break of 489.71. But you can see that this action overall fits inside this bigger range, which opens the door for us to be looking at this in a different way, which is going to be an inside bar. We can see that here on the 15-minute time frame. Inside bars just show you that balance, that equilibrium, and they give you a nice happy little target to play with. So let's go see what that would look like on the inside bar side of things. There's our high. Let's get rid of that low, drag our low down here on the 15-minute time frame. Then we'll go back to our regular chart, and you can see how this sort of fits in. Now, unless you're watching the 15-minute chart, you're probably not going to notice that inside bar. More than likely, you're going to be playing the breakout over 489.71, which is a 5-minute trend change from our lows to our high, higher low, higher high breakout, and nice little continuation. Not too much happened in the latter part of the day, but bulls certainly held on, and that gave us a nice little bull opportunity. So that is the same sort of concept that we are playing with on Roblox. But before we move on, what would our stop losses have been if this was my trade and I am riding up to get a break over 49.71? As soon as we move away from our 46.42, I'm going to be putting my 5-minute and my 2-minute stop loss just below our last higher low, because if I am incorrect, then we're going to be seeing an equilibrium in the 2-minute time frame, and I'll have an opportunity after that, or I'm just straight up wrong and we're going to see lower lows and maybe a low day test, in which case I want to be sure that I don't have to carry that position to the low of day. So let's go look at Roblox. And I'm pretty sure my birds are still showing up on the old sound indicator here. Yes, they are. They're hungry as always. They'll be gone no time. Well, let's go back to Roblox. So Roblox in a somewhat similar situation. We had earnings this morning. They weren't bad. And that really helped, was helped along by the market. We went from 62-ish to 76. Not a bad move. All right, so we open up the day. We're strong. We don't even test a pre-market lows. 71.18. We come down. We grind. And in many cases, this looks a lot like a bull flag, doesn't it? So let's go see if we can make a case for that being drawn out so perfectly beautiful. Can it work? I'm pretty sure it does. You know what? That's pretty close. That is pretty close to a bull flag. But just like our buddy Netflix, we get into a position where we have our run up, we have our 2-minute counter trend, and then we get into a little bit of a chop zone. So let's go ahead and actually let's clear our charts. So what we're looking for just like Netflix, just like a lot of other names today, and just like, well, what we're looking at Roblox, we get into a situation where we have our low, we have a 2 minute higher low, we break 69.64, which is a one, almost double top, almost triple top, big volume on the break. That break changes the trend from a 2 minute downtrend to a 2 minute uptrend, and it is a bull break of our flag. And guess what? It is a bull break of our inside bar in the 15-minute time frame. All of these things working together. That's why we got to watch the multiple time frames. We got to understand what our patterns are doing. We got to understand what our larger candlesticks are doing, what they're representative of, and how it is going to help us. In this case, this is really carrying on a lot further than our Netflix trade did, but absolutely beautiful. If you're looking to lock in your 5 or 15-minute higher lows, likely if I was playing this one, I would have been stopped out right here. I already took my profit 71.18 and moved on. And for taking a stop loss, it would have been the same sort of approach. 2 minute higher lows, I would have stopped out as we moved below our 68.74 and walked my stop losses up after that. Now, why did these two stocks trade so much in tandem? Well, let's go look at QQQ. QQQ is a little bit dicier. You can see our 5-minute run up. There's our higher low. But if we go to our 15-minute time frame, we did get a 15-minute inside bar with a little bit of follow through, but it's that overall action. And from this action, you can gauge what stocks have the most likely amplitude to the upside. A lot of things had amplitude to the upside today, but who is the most well positioned? And if we compare Netflix and Roblox, we can see that Roblox had that nice tight flag, beautiful 2 minute higher low, beautiful volume in the breakout, and absolutely crushed Netflix so far as the post break amplitude of the move from 69.64 to the high day 77.85. Pretty incredible move. But keep an eye on your patterns, keep an eye on your inside bars, especially if you're looking for flags. And if you don't have a solid follow through any flag, can you get an inside bar? And can that inside bar work together with a bull flag? And is the overall market getting ready for a bull move? Whew. All those things combined can be your friend. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.